Crimson Peak is a ghostly love story horror movie. The movie takes place in the 1880s, and we're following this young lady that ever since she was smaller, she could see ghosts. And her first encounter was her mom, and her mom warns her of Crimson Peak. Now she's a young adult, and her dad is like this big tycoon dude who kind of made his money through hard work and shit. Well, one day this Baron comes to ask for money. Yeah, and he just needs this money to fund this machine that's supposed to collect this clay, and it's supposed to be a good, profitable investment. But unfortunately for this guy, he's been separate places asking for money. And the dad to this lady that sees ghosts is like, look, I don't really trust you, Baron. You kind of seem iffy. No, you can't get the money. Well, the Baron, who is a young Loki, ends up kind of like mingling with the daughter that sees ghosts. And he finds out that he really likes her and she really likes him through her writing as she writes stories and stuff. And yeah, he falls in love with her, and then that kind of gets him in to get this money to fund his contraption. Well, some stuff happens without too many spoilers. And yes, the Baron and this young lady end up getting married. And after they get married, she ends up going back to the Baron where he lives, which is like this mansion that isn't just. It's beautiful, but it's in very poor condition, and it's sinking into this clay that they're trying to get rid of. And yeah, the clay is red. And this peak where this mansion sits upon is called Crimson Peak, which she's like, oh, my mom warned me about this through ghost form. And just a bunch of just strange stuff starts happening at this mansion. And there's a plot twist. And there's a sister. There is a sister. So we'll get into spoilers now in my review, as I'm just going to end the recap there because, everything else beyond there is just spoilers. So, my review to Crimson Peak. So first off, one thing I have to say is like the practical effects and like the CGI of like the ghosts was crazy. That is literally the best thing about this movie is just how they looked, and I liked that at the end when you find out they're all good and the mom was good, that they just look evil as hell. Like, like instead of like seeing a good ghost and it looks like all pure and shit, it looks like any other super evil ghost. They're just good. I kind of like that for sure. I mean, they were graphic and they looked insane. And yeah, at the end, they're all just victims. So I thought that was crazy. The story was pretty good. I was not seeing that plot twist at the end. Spoilers, the brother and sister are lovers, and they con people into marrying the brother to get their money, to basically keep this super beat down mansion going. Like, they live here, and that's like their whole life is this mansion that's just, oh, it needs work. And it's sinking, but it's beautiful, so I kind of get them. But yeah, they're incest. And yeah, just basically every ghost you've seen besides the mother was just victims of this brother and sister, which was pretty crazy. The cast was stacked. I mean, the acting was amazing. Something that really just sets this movie apart from other movies was just the atmosphere. It really did seem like the 1880s. I think it said 1887. And just everything felt authentic. The set play was amazing. That castle was just simply beautiful. I mean, it was really, really nice. And the red, it was just awesome. Which brings me to the lighting. The lighting was just amazing. There was just tons of well lit scenes. The colors in this movie just did really, really well together. Production was super good. Directing was really good. Honestly, all in all, just an insanely good movie. It was like a love story, but like a crazy love story. Like the first love story is about the chick that sees ghosts and the Baron, and then you find out the love story was actually between the Baron and his sister. But then, really, the love story was about the chick that can see ghosts and that doctor dude. And it was just a lot going on in the story that was just insanely good. And the thing that makes it horror is that she can see ghosts, and the ghosts are trying to help her. Which, if she couldn't see ghosts, she would have died for sure. And yeah, even though the ghosts were trying to help her, also, they just looked insanely evil and disturbing. And that was also something else I really liked that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, my recommendation for Crimson Peak. And yeah, this is definitely highly recommended. It definitely grew on me. And I watched it in DVD format. I kind of wish I watched it in Blu-ray or higher because it was just stunning. Definitely a movie I want to get in higher quality. I already put it on the list. But yeah, just very, very good. Highly recommended. Something unique and amazing.